what do you think we women can do to create a safe space for men to comfortably emote and like show how they feel and talk about their issues and concerns?
A lot of us don't know that we have a lot of issues that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation. We act like our mothers, we act like our fathers. We have so many things that we behaviors that we can't get rid of or let go. It's very important to do, like, to self-heal or to just, find ways to make changes for the better. And I think, like, when you're in a relationship and there's something that keeps getting in the way, I think that you need something to try to, to kind of like, start the healing process.
It's very isolating when you're in a relationship or a marriage or whatever, and you can't have those conversations with your partner.
Right.
So you're having these conversations, you're working through your stuff and talking about your stuff, but you don't get that in return.
Exactly.
And I think it makes you feel very what's the word? Alone. It can make you feel very isolated and alone in a relationship or in a marriage.
Right.
So we have to really figure out ways to create a safe space. A lot of people are saying that take away the podcast, all these men with podcasts, all they doing is crying on the internet, which many of you are. But there's a lot of validity to that statement and men being able to talk and hash it out and have a safe space. And it's important.
What do you think?
I think that ultimately, we all should do better about understanding our emotions and understanding why we have the certain emotions that we come from. So I think that as a man, if you take better care of your own emotions, you'll find that you'll have a healthier relationship with your woman. Because if you are understanding and you're getting better at expressing yourself, then it'll be easier for her to understand and move how you need her to move, so that y'all can both be emotionally happy. But I also think that I also believe that women can do a better job about when let's say a man does get really upset and he starts going off. Sometimes it is best for us to listen, even if he's, as long as he's not, cussing you out, to just listen to what he's saying, because sometimes it's those moments when there's these emotional outbursts that he's really trying to tell you how he feels. He finally got to a point where he can really release it. Listen to him then. Understand what he's saying then get your little clapbacks in, whatever. But listen to what he's saying and then bring it up later when y'all are calm. Bring up, I heard you say this and this when you were upset with me. I understand you were upset. Maybe you didn't say it the best way, but I do want to work on that with you. I want to work on that for you,
That's hard to be like, to not get your jabs in when somebody jabbing at you.
But I love what you're saying, though, because that is a part of the growth that we need to get out of there. You don't always argue. It doesn't always have to be an argument. Sometimes people really just trying to tell you how they feel, and you need to hear it, and try to, decode it a little bit, because sometimes people are being a little, it's hard to comprehend right away, but it's really important to listen when somebody's getting their shit out, because one, how they feel about you. Two, you can understand where they're coming from. And now, three, you can start working on how we fix it, or are we going to work?
Exactly.
Figure that shit out early. Figure it out early, because that's crazy, because that's literally something that I've been experiencing, where I'm just like, sometimes I do got to shut up and listen. You know what I'm saying? And it feels good, because now I'm like, oh, okay, well, if I just, it's a quick fix sometimes. Like, it's just easy, And I think, like, sometimes we think we are ready for change, but we're not. And also, I think it's important for men to really know what they want. What is it that you really want in a woman? What is really the issue in your relationship? Do you think that you can express it and fix it, or do you think that you're holding on to something that is not going to work? Because if you can't say how you feel to the person you're with, then how far is it really going to go? Now you're going to just pretending to be something you're not in a relationship. Really figure out what the hell y'all want.
Yeah.
Do you think that we women, and you kind of mentioned this earlier, just like the way the world is now with social media and all this stuff, do you think that oftentimes men believe that women are too masculine, and it doesn't create an environment where they can, be free with their emotions, or at least talk about it or recognize it? And I'm saying masculine, but I don't even know if that's
Just
the
alpha.
appropriate word, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but just less feminine, I guess.
Yeah. That's real. I think that does cause an issue, but I honestly feel like the rise of masculinity in women and Black women is two parts. It's something that we have to work on, and it's something our men have to work on. Our men have to work on their level of masculinity to make us feel safe being soft, submissive women. And I know men don't like to hear people say that, but that's the reality. I've seen very combative women, like women, and they get around men that are very healthy, masculine, and they put, they say hey, and they be like.
Okay.
You right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let me shut up.
we like, most women like when their man puts their foot down a little bit. That little turn me on a little bit. But yeah, so as far as the masculinity thing, like I said, I think that's two parts. But of course, as women, we do need to learn how to sometimes soften. Even though, this world has kind of made us very hard, to have to survive some of the things that we have survived. But yeah, we do have to soften up sometimes. And, sometimes just like, you know what? Okay.
See,
okay, baby.
It's hard for me because now you done tapped into another part of my brain. I don't know, it's the frontal lobe, the inner, the cerebral.
It's the squishy part.
Yeah, because honestly, y'all, yes, this world has made it very hard to be a Black woman and to be soft and gentle and trusting and giving. It's like constantly you're constantly being abused and taken for granted and just beaten on and just like nobody's like not having anybody to cry to, like to lean on, to really ask for, just to ease up a little.
Yeah.
Imagine that, and then someone asking you to be there for them in a relationship and raise their children, and then still in those situations you're still being abused and taken advantage of and hurt, and then you're having to raise daughters, and then you're having to raise sons, and you just have so much
potentially
trauma.
alone.
Like, it's really difficult, and I don't think that anyone has really talked about how hard it is to be a Black woman and why it's so important for us to just be loved on as well, because we're still pouring into everybody else, our kids, our men, like we're pouring into everyone, and we still sometimes feel like, but do you respect me? Do you really love me? Are you really willing to heal with me? Because I am for you. But I need to know that you are willing to do that with me and for me. And can you be my protector? Can you be my provider? Can you really make me feel like this is it for me? Because if you can make me feel that way, you won't ever have to look anywhere else. But a lot of us don't feel like that.
Don't feel safe in our relationship.
Right.
Safe. That is exactly the word. Like, we have to feel comfortable and safe and protected to show that more feminine side, because you out here all day fighting for your life. You know what I mean?
For my life, and you got me having to fight bitches too.
You don't want to come home and fight for your life.
I don't want to have these scars on my body because you doing me dirty, and I really loved you, and I really thought that you was going to hold it down, and I'm mad as hell that the kids be the issue in the relationship. Why don't y'all want to be with y'all kids so bad sometimes? That's what I'm saying. Like that's I'm sorry, because as a woman who had a baby and who went through postpartum, and I don't know how that chemical shit happens. I was the one person that never thought I would ever go through any depression. But like, when you go through postpartum, imagine going through like postpartum and you're in a relationship with someone and they're not giving you the proper support. But we're sitting here talking about men's emotions, and I don't mean to always flip it, but it's like, yo, we need you to be there. Like, be there with us. Go through it with us. Like, help me help you in a way, Like, I want to be there for my man. I currently am happy to say that I am able to be there for my man, but it took for me to let him know, listen, open up, break down a little bit. Tell me what the problem is. Let me help you.
Can I stick up for men real quick? And I know y'all know this rarely happens, but I will say that a lot of men were not raised in homes where the fathers were there, one, or where the fathers were there and played an active role in raising that son. So that son really may not know what he's supposed to do. All he saw was his daddy potentially go to work and mama took care of everything else. Right. And she was working too, but and I don't, this isn't I'm not trying to like, I am taking up for men, but like I don't want to make an excuse, but I do think we have to consider the fact that you kind of don't know what you don't know.
You don't.
But I'd also say that when it comes to like raising children and the stress that Black relationships have when it comes to raising children together, a lot of that is because Black people, we naturally are communal people. So I've studied a lot of villages and a lot of different cultures where, and it could be Africa, it could be Indonesia, but the first year of the baby's life, all the women are helping the mother. So you know what I mean? Like men really don't know all this stuff when it comes, especially when the baby's breastfeeding and it's the little baby. Like men are like, what do I do? Well, in a lot of cultures, the community is raising, and even back in the day, the community, you get your ass beat down the street.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
so we're at a point where we have been so individualized, we don't have that community anymore. So the women have way more pressure because we don't have a group of sisters helping us raise, helping us in the first year of life with the baby, which is so stressful. I mean, you're losing all of yourself to give everything to your child. You know what I mean? Literally, you're giving this child the sustenance to grow and live. So
you do it on your own, your man misses out and he loses, some of your attention and some of your, affection. And now that's affecting him. So that is really an issue in our relationships because now I'm giving so much time and energy and attention to my child. And it's so exhausting and time consuming that when you come home, I'm tired as hell. I got an attitude. Yo, the dinner's right here. I'm about to go lay down. Can you watch him for a second? Can I just go wash my ass? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas got an attitude up in here. Like, it's tired. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you got to figure out ways to work through that, And it sucks because, with this new generation that we're in, we're all forced to have more friends. We're all forced to, meet new people, be at more places, go travel more, this and that. But, like, we have to get back to the most important thing, which is family.
Right.
Facts.
Family is so important. Don't get so distracted with hanging out with these new friends that really don't even like you, where you don't even spend enough time with your family, But that's another topic. But, yeah, like...
You said that you studied a bunch of families or something about family
cultures. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you I guess just give us more insight on that and how that relates to this topic?
Well, when it comes to families and a lot of indigenous, so a lot of people who haven't been westernized, you know what I mean? A lot of people that have maintained their culture over the years, you'll notice that they're just very communal. And so the pressures that we have as one family unit is dispersed throughout the community because, hey, we need some eggs right now. Well, her hand's been producing too many eggs. You go down the street, go pick some up. So we had, in a lot of different cultures, they have just community and, understanding, and the community is family. And I know in some cultures, they don't even know what cousin is. Cousin is, no, that's my brother and sister. Those are my brothers and sisters. So I feel like because we have added stress, I mean, we're oppressed. We are constantly being attacked through TV, songs, music, social media. Black people are constantly attacked from so many different angles, and then to already have our communities broken apart so that we don't have help from our immediate community around us. I got searching for a babysitter or searching, and you don't want to leave your kids with people you don't know, but we should know our people in our neighborhood. We should be able to say, hey, I'm gonna send you down the street for a couple of days. I gotta take a trip because we're that close. Of course, these days we can't even trust people to a certain degree, but that's the problem. We can't trust each other. We don't have that community, and that's just creating so much pressure for the individual families. We were never supposed to be an individual family. We were always supposed to be communal. We're human beings are communal. That's just who we are.
Oh my goodness.
How do you think that relates to men? Did men have more of a because we're talking about women now, kind of. But did men have that same sense of community? So that they actually had outlets.
Absolutely.
And they
absolutely. And you'll just see that a lot of men, I mean, our men do it too, but a lot of men in indigenous cultures, they do it in ways that are healthier, I guess you could say. Our men do a lot of camaraderie around things that distract them from community. A lot in indigenous cultures, they have camaraderie about rounding up the cows. You're doing stuff you're supposed to be doing to help the community, help the families in the community, but you're getting together over things that are productive.
like fishing
fishing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going out to hunt together. You know, you're doing things with other healthy masculine men that are productive for the community, productive for the family. But you're having fun and it's healthy, and so you're you're not drinking. Like a lot of our men get together and they drink. Well, that's alcohol is one of the worst things you can put in your body. You know, and they do that so consistently. You know,
I agree, girl. That's why I'll be touching it. And why is this water empty?
Mine empty too.
But no, I agree. Even with women these days, it's like, oh, girl, let's get together, turn up. I agree. You know, I think that we're drifting further and further away from the communal, like the bond of family. That's what's crazy to me. You know what? I'm a conspiracy theory type of chick, so I'm gonna just stop right there. But I think that again, social media has a lot to do with it, and I think we're all working so hard trying to keep up. Prices of everything are going up. Everyone is just trying to keep up, and that distracts us from the important things. And one of them, at least be able to maintain your household, have healthy relationships in your home. Remember that you're a team. Work together, like you all you got. Yeah. And we're all just trying to survive together. And it's not always about like, the fancy stuff. Sometimes it's really about, like having a companion, having a
teammate, man.
Yeah.
Like having a teammate is so crucial. Like I've said this on here before. Like my husband and I get along really well, and the one thing in my mind, like when shit is not good, I always think, yeah, he may get on my nerves right now, but can I imagine anybody else who I would want to be my teammate along this journey? Yeah. Right. Like outside of like my siblings, it ain't that many people that I want to be a teammate with. Somebody that's going to take a L with me, somebody who I'll take a L with, somebody who I can celebrate with, somebody who's going to hold my hand or I can hold their hand when times are hard. Like, having a teammate and a partner is like the realest shit ever. Like, and this actually leads me to another question for y'all. So, early on we talked about like men making better decisions such that they are with women who will look out for their emotional health and look out for their feelings and everything that's going good, bad, or whatever in their life. So what do you think we as women, knowing women, what could we suggest to men to look for in a woman so that they can find someone who lets them be emotional? Not crying, not whining, not bitching and moaning,
right? But
someone in a space where it's healthy emotion. What do you think that we can be doing?
What we can do, or
what they should look for?
Well, I'm sorry. What could we tell them to look for? Sorry.
We can tell them anything. They're not going to listen.
Well, assuming they'll listen, let's do it that way.
Okay. So after you get past the part where they find the person that they're attracted enough to, someone. Okay. So I know it's annoying, but when men go on dates, they don't usually want to hear what is your plan? What do you want? But sometimes those are the women, the women that are just interested in the bigger picture. Those are the women that are they're trying to find something to be there for the long run in. You get what I'm saying?
Not just the dinner.
Yeah, not just the dinner. Not, oh yeah, let's take shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have to pay attention to the women who are trying to have those deep conversations. And it sucks because I actually have a couple of girlfriends. And I used to, when I was younger and immature, I used to be like, girl, you probably just talking too much on these dates. Like, just don't say it, like, and now I'm thinking about it, like, you deserve the greatest man and you deserve someone who's going to listen and care when you're talking about those things. And it sucks that, the people that you were interested in weren't interested in it at the time. But I think that some men really need to pay attention to the women who are, looking out for their own future, because that means that they're going to be okay. You may not be the one, but they're going to find that person that is the one. And, just, I guess, pay more attention to the women who are more vocal.
And engage in the conversation.
Yeah, engage in the conversations, because eventually you're going to get what you want. If you just be a little patient and, care a little bit and, have a plan, like, you're going to get there. But damn, like, don't you want somebody that has some type of other interest besides spending all your money and eating up all your food.
Crab legs.
God damn, I love crab legs. I used to be. But like, yeah.
What do you think?
I would definitely say ask the woman how her mother dealt with certain things. How is her mother's relationship with men? And did your mother raise you? And what type of feminine energy were you around? So you can, when you understand what raised somebody, you can kind of understand where their energies is sourced from. You can kind of understand where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And that's not to say if you didn't have the healthiest parents that you can't be a healthy, healed individual. But that's when you ask the questions: did you go to therapy for that? Like, what did you do to heal from the trauma in your life? And ask certain questions like that. I think that's really important. I think that's important for everyone to ask each other. Like, is therapy important to you? Would you be open to that? Or what's your therapy? That's what we need to ask our men, because they hate therapy. Yeah. What's your motive? What's your form of therapy? And the same men need to ask women, like, how do you heal yourself and things like that.
That's actually a good point. I would say that, because I don't want to like repeat what y'all said, but I think one of the most important things is that a man selects or picks someone who will listen.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to listen, especially when someone like say if I'm telling you something, I'm like, well, I don't like the way you did X, Y, and Z, and if your response might be, well, you did the same shit last week. It's very hard to not come back when somebody did the exact same thing to you. It is very hard, and I'm gonna tell you how I know it's hard. Because the pot can't call the kettle black. You can't check me with some shit you doing. But I have learned how to just listen in the moment and then deal with that response later.
Right.
Just because I don't want to make it a combative situation. I don't want to be argumentative. I ain't trying to go back and forth with you. And I definitely don't want to stop a productive conversation, because that's going to shut everything down, So I think men finding a woman who listens intently, deliberately, and genuinely. There we go.
Agree. I like that. Woman that listens. Because I don't like to listen, but...
But can you?
Right. I can listen, and I've learned, and I can admit when I'm wrong. Oh my goodness. I don't know if it's my zodiac sign. Y'all know me. But what? I do not like being wrong. I will figure out ways to be right. Okay, well, I'm right in this point at least,
Right.
But I've learned when it comes to I don't always have to be right. So I am the queen now. Like, when I realize, okay, I messed up, that's cool. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. I don't want you to think that I always have to be right. I was wrong in this situation, because I know how anal I am, and I know how extra I am. I'm the same way. Like, why'd you do it like that? That's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Not to the point where it's
me.
Yeah, it's just like, why would you do that? But then at the same time, once I get caught one time, he been waiting for that all week.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been waiting to catch me. He has been waiting for a bitch to mess up.
I thought you said.
Yeah, you. Oh, wow, look at you. So it's like, now I'm the person that's just like, you right. Let's just,
caught me slipping.
I hate to get caught slipping because of the way I am. But, sometimes we just got to own our shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, own your shit. If your girl tell you you're wrong, try to do a little, look into it a little bit and own your shit. If your man tell you done messed up, sis, just sometimes just own it. Just
even if you not, just like, all right.
You right. But say it, check your tone, remember? But check your tone, because if you say all right, it's be like, but you don't mean it. So
but I said it.
Just be like, okay, you right, because we all have different perspectives. We all see things differently. We all feel differently when things happen. So you just don't know. You really never know why someone reacts the way they do or why they feel the way they do. So we just have to figure out a way to let people have it sometimes. Just let your woman have it, let your man have it. That's going to cause so much more peace in your situation.
Yeah.
I agree. So we're talking about, making sure men have tender loving care. How does that translate into the bedroom when we know that men a lot of times just want to get in there and what's the word you use? The
Yaga.
And then, women, we need like about 20 minutes to warm up.
Yeah.
So how do we again, we're two different perspectives, when it comes to some TLC. The other, we're talking about emotion. Now we're talking about the physical side. So how do we like find a middle road? Because we know sometimes men just want to get in and get out.
Massages.
Okay, well, there we go. There we go.
I love to spoil my man. I love to massage. And of course, you give him a happy ending. Now it's my turn.
Right.
And, you get that time, the touching and stuff like that. I mean, that's my thing. I love massages, or I love cuddling when we watching a movie, because I know the whole time while we watching the movie, we over here feeling on each other. And so when this movie is done, we at it. You know what I mean?
What about when y'all in a relationship for a while, though? Because sometimes...
Good point.
Look it. In the beginning of a relationship, I mean, Lord, the coochie be
swollen.
Listen, splash waterfalls up in this motherfucker, and then
life.
The penis lasts. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but the sex just lasting longer. It's a little more fun and interesting. But then after y'all been together for a while, y'all going to work, coming home, eating the same shit, watching the same stuff, trying to, like sometimes you're just like, how can we spice this up? And girl, you're going to have to tell me. Because listen, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. Because it's like, I'm going to say it. I'm going to be like, girl, you got to do this. But I ain't even doing it. Like, I'm starfishing. If you trying to just get it done, I'm going to starfish it. I'm going to just, go ahead, boy. Hurry up.
I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, let us know, please.
Because sometimes I'm not in the mood to be like,
do you
like I'm not in the mood.
Do you like to be places? Like, do you like to go places and do things?
I like to go places. I love head. Because sometimes if you're not in the mood to do the 12-minute head thing, I'm just like, maybe 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 30. It depends. I don't mean to tell our business. But
somebody's getting in trouble when they get home tonight.
I am. Don't give me no more water. But
see, that water's bad for you.
Bad for you, child.
Talking about alcohol is bad.
Listen, how do you spice it up? Because as much as we talk about it, I just don't know if we can really figure it out. Like,
are you like, my thing is,
it's not even boring. That's the crazy part. When we get it going, it's great. Oh my God, it's great.
It's the start of.
Go different places,
tired.
have different experience. Like literally, like
I'm talking about when we can't go nowhere, girl.
Oh, okay.
We just
outside in the backyard. I mean, I like to get creative. You go outside in the backyard with the sun. I mean, or the moon, or
and the stars.
Whatever time it is. You know what I mean? You don't like okay.
The other night we pretended we was at the club. I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, you pretended you were at the club in your house?
I put the Sean Paul on. I was just like, remember this? Remember this? Remember this? Remember we used to be doing this in the club? And then you dip twice. So we had some
I feel like he just laughed at you.
No, I got him tipsy. I got the rum and punch, the Ray and Nephew. I don't know if anybody know about Jamaica.
What?
I was like, we're going to get the Ray and Neff tonight. We about to put some orange juice and cranberry in it, make it a little hood rum punch. Then I put on We Be Burning on Concert, and then I Feel in Love. And then it just, after a while, we were just like, oh, this is really becoming a video, So that's how I spiced it up one night. But sometimes I just be like, look, boy, I'm tired. Just put it in.
Turn over to the side.
Get the lube, bruh. Get the lube. You gonna have to get that lubrication and smear it all around because you still be hurting me. Put it on my legs and my thighs because I still can't. I can't with him. I'm Nigerian, man.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, y'all. So this became girl talk for real. Let's get into it.
I think this is so. Okay, this is what I think. This is a really important conversation because the thing is that obviously men and women love sex, just as much as, one, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like, we're both coming from two totally different perspectives of how we want that moment to go down. You know what I mean? Just like you said, it's not going to always be ideal for us. So does that mean that we need to understand that it's not going to always, or they need to understand it's not going to always be ideal for them?
Yeah.
Like, do we just need to roll over and be like, get the lube, go ahead and do what you need to do? Because you really want it to last 5 minutes, right?
And yeah.
It's like, do we just need to give in like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel
yes,
like
but not every day. And
yeah,
and
no,
I'm sorry, but
agreed.
Yeah, not every day. And y'all gotta get.
Energy
We married? Because sometimes
you gotta do stuff.
Listen, because sometimes I'm not gonna just be giving it to. To my husband, you might get you're gonna get it more often when you want it. But if you ain't my husband, you better go your ass to sleep. Because
well, then how will he know?
Try to get another day.
How will he know that you'll do it as a wife?
You right. I don't know.
Well, you know what? That's an important conversation. And I've said this before, there were a lot of things that I did not know to talk about before marriage. I thought that we talked about a lot of the important things, but we did not talk about like how important the frequency of sex, how nasty the sex got to be, how where it needs to be. Like that's something that ain't nobody told me to do that.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like people used to wait to have sex and get married, right?
Good point.
So now it's like they say, you giving the milk, the cow, the cattle, the sheep.
We get it. Something about giving the milk for free,
the milk,
or
why pay for the milk
Why
for the
buy the
cow
cow
when
when
I
the
got a
milk is
whole
free?
heifer? You know what I'm
not
talking
when you
about.
got a whole goat at home.
Right.
Now we drinking goat milk.
So yeah. So I think like now, how do we operate in a relationship that's not, it's like, okay.
But how do you
what are
even
we
start that
working towards?
conversation?
Yeah. And what are we even working towards? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have that? Do you want there to be longevity? Or are we just practicing to see how it's going to go in our marriage? Like, is this just a test trial? You know what I'm saying? So
I think men need to vet men on that. I think that women aren't the best at discerning if a man is really serious. But I have men in my life that you got to get vetted through here. If I'm going to take you seriously.
Very good point.
Our emotions. I like you. I hear you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna marry you, shorty. Oh, you wanna marry me?
I
You know what I mean? But a man's gonna be like,
He's sorry as hell.
right, yeah. So
Excellent. And I actually talked about this a couple weeks ago. A lot of times we women do not know how to properly vet men. So it is important for you to kind of reach back into that tradition and be like, daddy needs to look at him. Uncle Bo needs to look at him. Your brother needs to look at him. Like, is he trifling?
Right.
Because the thing is that he, first of all, he might know him from the streets, one. And two, he's gonna notice things off the rip that we're not gonna notice, or we may not notice. So I totally agree with you on being able to properly vet. Something else we were not taught, and there we go.
We're just all moving too fast. Everything is just getting it's just getting real messy.
Microwave.
Yes, everything is very, very microwave style. The quality and everything. It's kind of like how do you go about it the right way now?
Right.
So I don't know. And then when it comes to the bedroom. When it comes to making love, like, are we even making love?
that porn, I blame porn for so much.
Right.
I do not.
Tell us, come on, let
Like
us know.
porn is the devil. It desensitizes us. You start on porn, you doing regular. Next thing you know, it's the hard gang bang. Then it's something else. And
Little
it's something
people.
extreme. It's just weird stuff. And it's like our men, especially, tend to watch more porn than we do. They'll sit there and just go ham to think and get excited off of things that aren't really pleasing women. Like, this woman is just pretending. You do know that she is faking this whole time, and you think that what he's doing is doing something, so you gonna come home, bring it to me, and then I'm just like, okay,
What are you doing?
like, please, but yeah, porn, man, we got to get off that porn. And if we do porn, healthy
What
porn.
is healthy porn?
I think when it's the setup is like, and it's like, I seen some Playboy like this where basically they are a couple, they are in love, you know what I mean, and then there's just the moment, and that type of porn I think would probably be the healthiest. I wouldn't watch porn at all. I think that it takes away from your imagination. But
it's hard to just stick to the good porn.
You mean the
It's hard
healthy
to stick,
porn?
yes. It's hard to stick to the healthy porn, y'all. They just need to ban everything in America because everything is just getting crazy. Have you ever felt like you just wanted to catch a body?
no, never in my life.
You've never just wanted to have sex with a man?
You stuttering. You stuttering.
Have I been like, oh damn, I would. But I would never actually act on that, and it's just like, oh, he's very attractive, and I'm very sexually attracted to him, but not, oh, I'm going to actually go.
How about you, Aaron?
Take him home.
Back in the day, we ain't talking about married times.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Child.
I'm actually sure.
But, but you really didn't want anything more than just that?
I mean, it
We're
could
not
be.
even wired that way.
You're right, though.
We're not wired
Because
that
if
way.
it could be more, because it's like I see something in you.
Right.
So it's like I'm attracted to you. And I hope that you do the right thing, but I do want to give you some.
Wait a minute. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say yeah. It just it has to. Like, I've been around for a while, so I can't really point back to a specific situation, I'm just gonna say, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like, I would hope for it to blossom, but at the same time, I just want to see what that thing do.
You know what? Because it might just be like a a person that you can consistently have sex with. Mm-hmm. You don't want a relationship. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody has an understanding of what's what. It really
women brag on D too. I just took the whole subject away from you, Alan. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But like women brag on D. Well, go ahead. I don't think you will.
Well, I mean, I feel like.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I feel like a lot of women these days talk about, well, I can you and not catch feelings, but that's not true. Literally, our bodies are made up different. So when we're having sex and we have an orgasm, there's a hormone that's released, oxytocin, that's the love drug. It makes us feel like So we literally can't have an orgasm. If he's giving you an orgasm, we cannot have an orgasm without starting to feel those feelings. Oxytocin is going through our body. Now, for men, it's different because testosterone cuts the effects of oxytocin. Okay. So women, women are physically not designed to be able to have orgasms with a man.
So you never watched porn and had an orgasm and then be like, I gotta cut this off.
I haven't watched porn probably since like over a decade. You know what I mean? I stopped watching porn when I was married, but
it was one time that
you gave it up for a little bit.
But you did it yourself, right?
I gave it up, but I was just the person. Oh my goodness! This was an example of, like Alan said, I gave it to a whack person basically. But that was an accident only because I was so annoyed.
Or a bad decision?
It was a really bad decision. I was so annoyed. He was so pressed, and I was just like, "Oh my God! Like you want it that bad? Like." Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. It was just almost scary too. So I think that I was in a scary situation and I'm just like, I got to get this, like, I have to get this situation over with real quick. Mm-hmm. And I did it. And that was the most traumatizing thing I've ever been through in my life.
Sounds like a lot of pressure.
That was pressure.
Yeah. Coercion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was bad. So yeah, but it wasn't that I wanted to give that dude it. It's just that I just felt like, whatever, like, I have to get out the situation and block this person and never see this person ever again. Mm. So that was a weird situation. But when it comes to, like how he said, how come you'll give it to a whack dude before and then make a good guy wait? I don't think that you're trying to make the good guy wait. I think that you want him to see the value in you. And sometimes I'm like, all right, if I give it to him too soon, he's going to think, like I'm not a good girl or there's no, like, I'm just a quick, easy F or whatever. And I think that's sometimes what women will do. They'll make the guy that they really like wait longer because that's who they really like see potential in. I might see a husband in you. And just like men like see certain women like, oh, she's wifey material or, she's just somebody I'm going to smash. I think women are able to do that as well. Like, he's got a lot of good qualities. He got some good stuff going for himself. I'm going to just, let me see how it goes. Let me make him wait for it. And then, hopefully you guys can build on the relationship more instead of just the sexual. And then it can blossom into something else. And I think that's,
I think that along those lines, I think that sometimes women, hopefully is what I believe, women don't want to be confused by the sex and they actually want to get to know, is this a good dude? Like, should I continue down this road? Because with some people, like the sex can cloud your judgment on what a person is or what they could be, So I would think that may have something to do with it as far as waiting.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good example too.
That's real.
Yeah, that's true.
Thoughts?
That one?
No, I agree. Like I said, we have to figure out what the whack is. Right. But yeah, we want to have some, because once you get sex involved, for me, I know personally, once the sex is involved, my feelings are there. So I have to make sure that your feelings are there before I even get to that point because I can't not catch feelings.
I can't not fall in love.
Yeah, you feel me? Like,
I'm not gonna lie. As a woman, I can honestly say most people that I've liked, I've seen some type of potential in them, and I've gotten some type of connection where I'm like, I want to get to know you. You might be my husband. You might be the person to have. You start automatically daydreaming and thinking of like what possibilities could be of this relationship, and if it's great sex, you're just like, oh, he's mine. Like you're just attached and you're thinking about them and daydreaming about them and can't wait to spend more time with them. So I agree. Like, those are reasons why I'm just like, after sex, you do get more attached and cloudy in the mind. So I think that is a good reason why people can wait, because if you know that about yourself, you're gonna be like, all right, let me not give it up because yeah, this ain't gonna go nowhere.
I mean, that's pretty good. At least that's a good thing because you know yourself. So it's not necessarily, oh, I don't want him to think that I'm a whore. I don't want him to think something about me. It's more so, you know what? I know where I fall short. So let me not mess up my real feelings, you know, by bringing sex into the situation.
Right. I think that's cool.
You know,
I think that when you master the earthly realm, it's easier to go into the spiritual realm. I think that when we're in a state of survival, it's hard to, which Black people are in right now, it's hard for us to go into the higher realms because we're so focused on living every day. But I think that when, I don't think we're beyond repair, first of all. I think that when we start deciding for ourselves that I need to heal, I want to be whole within myself, and we start attracting people, we start doing the work, and we start attracting people who also want to be, even in friend groups and partnerships and just like, you know, in your circle, then you'll begin to heal. Everyone will be around, you know, also on their healing path. And it's easier when you choose to be around people who also want to dive into more spiritual, you know, affairs and healing and things like that. But it's so hard for us as a people to try to get there spiritually when we're trying to survive every day, when we're trying to just make bread, you know, enough bread to survive. So
I think that's actually the problem. I think that enough people are not taking the time to tap into like the fact that we're powerful, the fact that we can do whatever we want to do. If we allow ourselves to take time from the distractions and not allow the experience, like what everyone else is doing, affect us, and we sit down with the people that are also trying to heal and manifest great things and do great things. Sometimes it's all what you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with people who want better, who do better, who are trying to heal themselves emotionally, who are trying to have better futures, who are trying to eat healthier, like just exalt, whatever the word is, positive energy, positive vibe, that's what you become. And then you find yourself at a successful point and after some time because you've put in the work and you didn't allow the earthly things to affect you, you know, your progression.
Yeah, but don't you think that, like, for example, like, that's beautiful, and I agree with you.
Everything I say is poetic.
No, it's really poetic and beautiful. But the thing is, like, let's just say, I'm speaking from a man's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm chilling. We go get our green juice, and we go get our earthly, nice, beautiful things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Ray over there pulling up in his Phantom, and I'm a man. I'm standing next to you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you. I feel that energy that next to me.
But that's not
You're
always
looking
true.
at it. And there's a part of
you
me that-
looking
It's
too.
a nice car. We all looking. It's
like,
a nice
that's
car.
a nice car, but I'm with you though.
Right.
And so you got to be able to
Thank
trust the
you.
woman that you're
But
with.
what I'm saying is, like, what I'm trying to say.
So that's your problem. You're saying
In
it.
terms of energy, what I'm trying to say is that, let's say the guy you dating used to have all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So to him, I mean, he doesn't feel no energy about it because he used to have that. He gave all that up because he was looking for something pure, because he realized having all of those things didn't make him happy. He never told you he had all of those things. So he's not looking at you like he's insecure. He's looking at you like, damn, you really don't even understand.
Well,
Why?
what's
Because
the
she
problem?
looked
'Cause
at
she-
the car?
Right.
I want to know what I want to get in the future. So what's that called? Because, babe, we got to get that together. What is that he just
But
pulled
what if
up
he
in?
doesn't want that?
He don't gotta want it. That's the thing. Like, but the fact that you looked at it, that doesn't have to be a problem. I looked at the car. So now when men are trying to be that controlling to the point where if my woman just makes the wrong eyeball movement, you know how many times females walk past and the men trying to, or they look away first because they know the chick is coming and they're gonna get a good glimpse of that ass. She's back there. You already turned around because you don't want to get in trouble. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you trying not to hurt my feelings, and it's just like, you're gonna look. It's okay. We're human. Stop trying to make people not be human. Like, stop trying to be so controlling. Stop trying to, like, I don't want to stop you from, you know, like, experiencing whatever it is that's going on in the world. I don't want you to be blind because you're with me. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to go at, and I use an extreme example, is because I'm just trying to say, like, let's just say you were getting some health food or whatever it is, right? Something for the body. Are we all that easily distracted by something? That's what I'm trying to
Not
ask.
all.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because I remember Nas used to have a song back in the day. This dude, he had a lot of self-knowledge. And he was just trying to tell her, the song's called Black Girl Lost, and he was just trying to tell her, just chill, built this way, but she couldn't. She was like, I need to be in the spots, I need to be in the thing, and it's like the outcome of that, I'm sure it didn't work out. But what I'm saying is that how do you find a couple that can not be distracted by the world?
You have to. I think that in order to find a couple that's not distracted by the world, using your words, one, these two people have to be on the same page. They have to have a meeting of the minds of what their desires are, of what their dislikes are, of what their limitations are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you can't, and just like you said earlier, you can't want to do this higher power, field trip, if you will. I don't know. But the person you're with ain't even on that page. So one, it starts with you knowing you being comfortable with you, and also knowing the type of people that you need to look to attract. Maybe the person that you like physically got how many inches do the weave?
30 sometimes, 22.
Okay, maybe the person you physically want got a 22-inch weave, a BBL, lashes, X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But really the person that you need is the one that eat granola, drives a Prius, has natural hair, does not wear makeup, except for a little lip gloss, So you have to understand what you want and not go after things that are never gonna just be in your favor. Like you always say, the numbers, going after the 22-inch weave or 26-inch weave.
You ain't got to point at me, Aaron, all the time.
Pointing at you.
I'm sick of y'all over here at this table.
I'm just saying,
out of it.
It's not gonna be in your favor. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's 100% true, but for the most part, no, it's not. Because she's not worried about you and your granola. She worried about her weave.
Another thing too, though, Aaron. Though this is another thing too. A lot of the women that are hiding behind these
are the granola people.
Yes, they're the fucking granola people. It's just that sometimes you gotta stick to what's going on in order to get the bag, to whatever, make friends. Like, we don't want to just be sitting here eating granola looking crazy and everybody's walking past us because the guys is looking for it and the girls That's the crazy part.
That's a good point.
Because I'm a fucking deep ass person. I'm a person that's very serious about my space. I'm a person that's very serious when it comes to healing, growth, the people around me, everything. But if you go on my Instagram, you're going to think I'm a whole nother person. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people just need to.
But if they watch your stories,
yeah,
you'll see more of the side of who you are.
Yeah.
And so I think that still goes back. Okay, let's say she got a 22-inch weave. But what is she saying? Right. What's coming out of her mouth? What is she? What's on? What is she putting out there?
Right, and that's what you have to look for. The actions of the actions.
Yes.
So I can dress up, doll up all the time, look like a little whatever.
Hoochie mama.
A hoochie mama. Pump with it. Because sometimes I put out my little hoochie dresses, but still, that doesn't mean, but you have to pay attention to the things people talk about, the way people move, how they carry themselves,
who they around,
who you're around.
I know what Jada's saying, right? And I like what you're saying. The granola girl will have the high heels and makeup and everything else, right? But so what I'm asking is, then, if a man wants to lead his woman, shouldn't he lead her by knowledge and understanding that's beyond finances? But a woman is more easily led by money than knowledge. So how do you?
Is she?
I think that's scarcity mindset. I think that's the view right now, because we have been so scarce, financially scarce because of oppression, that we just, and we see it in our culture. Like, billionaires don't wear all the chains and stuff, but a motherfucker finally get some money, he gonna put a chain on. You know what I mean? So
first chick.
And that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm a chick that learns. I don't even, if you get in a chain and you my man, I'm gonna curse your ass out. You know what I'm saying?
Chain
so
who?
you gotta know who you dealing with, because I can step back and be like, I'm not going shopping for a little while. I got enough clothes right now. I'm chilling. But if you with a chick that's like, all my friends got this, I need this too, because they trying to, keep up, then now that's not the type of person you should deal with.
Excellent
but
point.
Again, it comes with time as well too. It depends on we talking about age groups now. We talking about where you come from, what you've experienced growing up and stuff like that. some of that stuff doesn't, again, but we're all different. We've talked about it before too. I have confidence in myself. I realize a lot of people don't have confidence in themselves. I don't gotta do all of that every day. Some people feel like they gotta wake up and do that every day. So you have to be able, how can you have a conversation with a woman and not be able to see that though?
But women we do need security. So if that's, and I know that can be unbalanced, in today's time. I understand that, but
not overdoing it though. Like, I don't need you to take me on a yacht every time it's a holiday.
But make sure you got the bill back here.
Yeah. Thank you. Like, oh, my bills is covered. I don't gotta do, I don't gotta work too hard. I don't gotta, some people, I ain't even gonna get into it, but like, all right, the extra stuff.
Right.
The extra stuff is like, all right, I can go without it, but do we have a plan? Are we saving for, are we trying to get our credit right? Are we trying to, what are the reasons that we're making these sacrifices for? If you're going to be a man that's a leader, make sure that, there are reasons why,
Make sure you are leading.
Right. Exactly.
I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are we winning or losing?
Exactly.
Right. The coach here.
Because now, if I see all these other chicks that seem like they just winning, and we ain't even got no plan, and it's just the blind leading the blind, and all right, now I'm gonna be like, okay, what the fuck am I doing here?
Right.
Now there's a reason, because you, as a man, you really can't compete then if that's the case. But if you're a man that has a plan, and that's not just trying to compete with all the other men and trying to, allow them to affect your ego, then
Just
that's
being on your plan,
Exactly.
on your time, on your grind, X, Y, and Z.
like, when you're a real chick and you've experienced people and men in relationships, you know that phantom might come with a whole lot of other bullshit. And if I got a good man that respects me, loves me, takes care of me, protects me, takes care of his child, that phantom don't mean a motherfucking thing. Because when I get with that phantom nigga, he got multiple women. He talks to me disrespectfully. He always got me feeling like I want to put hands on him.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Okay, that's not all the time. You're right.
All the time. There are men that have a lot of money.
Right.
And
But
are
why
very
he in that
respectful.
phantom and he ain't married? Where his chick at?
Well,
He got issues.
Well,
Period.
ooh.
Okay. A bitch like a woman, a queen like myself can see right through it, baby. I am not no fool. I played dumb a lot of times, but at the end of the day, I'm not no fool. And what a man is not going to do is trick me at all. I see that phantom, but you're not impressing me in any kind of way.
Right.
I can see your energy. I can see you as a person. I see you. I'm not looking at what you have, because to me, it looks like you're obviously
Overcompensating.
right. Yeah, you're overcompensating probably on that little ass pecker that you have, and the extra aggression and all that other shit. So therefore, I'm not impressed, and that's what people have to realize. They have to tap into it and stop being so damn dumb. We grown now.
I want to hear you talk more about the imbalance. I think you were saying something earlier about.
I agree.
Well, I don't. Do you remember? I can't
agree with.
Yeah. That was it.
So, I mean, I think that now, because we live in a very materialistic world, because it's always important for a woman to be secure, because we need to know that you got the shelter over our heads and for our children. When we are pregnant, a lot of times we can't work. We can't do anything to bring in income. We need to know that we are with a man that will be able to handle all of that, handle me being pregnant and giving birth, and I don't have to worry and stress about bills and things like that. But also, of course, we do live in a society where the flash is very attractive, and the bling, and but at the end of the day, there's a lot of people flashing a lot of bling that have empty souls. They're just not there with themselves. And I think that any balanced woman is I'm going to look at the car.
You're right.
I'm going to look at what car you drive, but I'm also going to look at your character, because that matters a lot more to me. But I'm also looking at that car. I'm making sure I'm trying to make sure that you have your things in order. Whether it's a Phantom, a Honda, whatever it is it in order? Is it nasty in there? Like, okay.
And is it in your name?
Well,
I mean, come on now. It'd be a lot. I done bumped into a lot of stuff. The Phantom might not even be in your damn name. It might be in one of your hoes' name, your mama name, your sister name, the girl that do errands and stuff for you because you got illegal money you can't do with your damn self. Okay? I'm sorry. It's just a lot of different ways that people get certain things. I'm really not knocking people. Women do it, men do it, whatever. I'm not knocking people. But what I'm trying to get to is that, listen, people, it's a point where you got to look a little deeper than the flashy shit, that because somebody will have some flashy shit, take you along for a terrible ride.
that's a fact.
That car is going to take you on a terrible ride. I'm not impressed by just the car. Your credit might be terrible. You know, whatever. And next thing you know, you having kids with people that have just bamboozled you and put on a facade. I'm not having kids with nobody that's just going to, you put up a front this whole time and now I'm stuck with your ass.
Right. That's real.
That's crazy.
That's real.
So we got to be smarter. Like, there's absolutely no way that you can just say, oh, this looks good, so I'm just going to fall for it. No, do your research.
Yeah.
And if you don't do your research, don't sit around and complain about your bad choices. Don't sit around and say, well, all these black women are this, or all these black guys are this. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, ma'am. No, sir. You made a poor decision.
Facts.
You failed to discern. You failed to analyze. You failed to evaluate that person because all you saw was the aesthetic.
Exactly.
And
Don't complain. That. Sorry.
No, I know.
Like it irks me, you know?
Trust me. Well,
But
I
you
knew-
know what? Oh,
Go ahead.
No,
No,
yeah.
my thing is sometimes we get real hard on ourselves, and I get it. We should definitely look and like take accountability for our own decisions. But I just like for us to remember that we used to have elders help us choose.
Yes,
and that's on both sides. That the man's family is gonna look at the woman's family and figure out, because one thing about our culture, African culture, is that when you're married, you're not just married to the partner, you're married to the family. You know what I mean? You understand that like it's very intense. It's more to it than just you two. When you have children in an African society, those children belong to the community. How they're raised is going to affect how productive they are in the community and society. So in our culture, we had the help for us to discern. We had the elders. Our generation, like, we're breaking away trying to figure out how to do all this ourselves. We don't really have the strong elder, relationship with the youth. We don't have that anymore. We do in some cases, but a lot of us don't. And so a lot of us are just trying to figure it out, and we're stumbling along the way. And I just want to say, don't be too hard on yourselves. We all have had, those decisions that we made that we wish that we didn't. But the thing is to look at and analyze how you can become better and how you can discern better and choose better from there. Don't get too hard on yourself on mistakes. We all making them. We all fumbling around this motherfucker.
We got a whole lot more time to go. Just make better decisions, and you're gonna be able to figure out your decisions as you
Absolutely.
go. But it ain't over.